What's going on, everybody? Marc Blair, Money Coach MB. I'm out here with my guy, Jeremiah Abu-Bakr. What up, bro?
I already know.
Listen, man, we just wanted to come to you guys just to talk really about business and real estate, entrepreneurship, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to let y'all know, this guy right here, Jeremiah, I didn't know him from Adam. But before I even get into it or anything about him realistically, I just want him to tell people who you are, let them know how you got here.
Yeah, man. Jeremiah Abu-Bakr, I've owned real estate. I've been here about 2 years. Obviously made a transition from my last brokerage over here, and then obviously it's night and day in regards to my production. Last year in 2020, I did $8.5 million in volume, and this year thus far in the first 4 months, I'm at $7.5 million. So, man, it's definitely an honor and a pleasure to be a part of the brokerage, man, and accepting, making sure it grows. And so, man, yeah, we just trying to turn up, man, in 2021 and just chop it up, man.
That's it. So let's talk, man. We don't even want to get into nothing scripted. Before I became in, yo, what we talking about? What we talking now? We talking about whatever, man. This is how we want to talk.
Let's go.
Talk to me and let everybody know how you even got to this place right now. Walk me through even your childhood, where you from. You know what I mean? Let people kind of know where you at.
Yeah, for sure.
Just even how you got to this place here. Let's walk us through that little journey.
Yeah, man, I'm born and raised in Washington, D.C. Mom passed away. I was 6 years old. Lived with my dad for the most part of my childhood. And obviously, as you know, growing up in Washington, D.C., man, it's some tough neighborhoods. So, you know, a lot of my friends didn't make it out. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to do so. And so I was kind of bouncing myself all over the place. Once I graduated high school, I ended up getting my CDL after about 3 years out of high school at 21, and that's been my primary career.
Okay. Up
until about 8 years ago when I got my real estate license. And so I was kind of dual agent doing both, and then I ended up transitioning from working DPW as well as Metro at the same time, as well as trying to establish my game in real estate. So I was doing three things at one time.
So hold on. Yeah, your CDL license.
Mm-hmm.
You work for DPW, which stands for Department of Public Works.
Yeah.
Metro.
Yeah.
So you work in DPW and Metro at the same time?
Yeah, man. I was going to work. I was getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, going to DPW. Got to be there by 6:30, getting off there at 2:30, going straight there, getting on the bus route at 3:30, getting off at 11 p.m., doing that every day for 5 days a week.
So it's starting to make sense, y'all. It's starting to make sense how successfully is in real estate. When you start talking about around the clock, everybody want to talk about, oh, I'm going to work corporate. Yeah, he worked corporate, but he actually worked corporate. You know what I mean? He worked the mess out of it. Yeah. But, okay, so you did that, DPW, Metro, and then...
But the crazy part is, I got hurt at DPW for about 6 months. I hurt my knee, tore my meniscus in my knee.
Okay,
so
on the job?
On the job.
Okay.
So I was off for about 6 months, but when I got to the tail end of me being off, I applied to Metro. So I used those 2 months off and went to training. By the time I got back to DPW, I had 2 full-time jobs. And so I also got a real estate license while I was off too. So then when I got back, I was like, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna manage all three of these things and make sure that I give real estate appropriate time. So
how long did you run DPW and Metro at the same time?
For about 2 years.
What?
Until somebody told on me. Somebody was like, man, y'all know y'all got a CDL driver doing, you can't, by law, you're not supposed to have 2 CDL operating jobs full time at the same time. It's by law because you got a certain amount of drive hours.
So you had the CDL license was actually working on the government side. You was using that as like, that was part of the, okay.
Yeah, so okay. I was stacking. I was people, you know what I'm saying?
You was stacking.
You
was stacking for real. I thought I was stacking at some point, double dipping and working the job in real estate. That's all I had.
And I was doing, and on the weekends, I was doing real estate. So I was trying to do all three, and then I knew that I couldn't continue and build real estate because that was my ultimate goal, to not work for nobody, go into real estate and do that full time. So I gradually, over the years, I got rid of Metro first. I resigned probably about 4 years in. And then I was doing real estate in DPW. And then, obviously, as you know, 2 years ago, I went full-time.
Full-time, right. Yeah. So let's talk about that. So I'm in the office one time. I just opened up. For a few months in, you know, a year, maybe if that. Yeah. And I get a phone call, you know, Jeremiah. You know what I mean? My name's Jeremiah. And it was funny because when you called me, it was just really, yo, what's going on? My name's Jeremiah. I just heard, you know what I'm saying? I just heard something. And we wasn't, I don't even know how, I mean, I think it was a mutual, I guess one of the agents in here that told you about me. But what made you call? Like, even what did you hear? Because we wasn't even on social media at that time, or nothing. You know what I mean? So what made you go with just picking up the phone to call me? And there's 4,000 other brokerages out here. You know?
Well, the young lady that referred me, she just said she had a conversation with you. She liked what she heard. And I'm always a person that keep an open mind. Like, I'm never one of them people that's closed-minded. So I always at least listen. As we talk now, when we talk about recruiting other agents, people just like, nah, I don't want to hear it. I'm stuck with this broker. That's never been me.
Right.
Now, I am a loyal person, especially if I'm getting everything that I think I'm supposed to be getting based off of what was promised to me. However, I think based off of the conversation I had with her, it was like, man, let me just hear out what he offering. So first, one of the questions I asked you on the phone was like, man, basically when you told me what you offer, I was like, how you make your money? You was like, we can talk about it when I see it.
When you get it, right.
I understand, but yeah, once I heard that, I was like, yeah, I definitely got to come in the office and now sit down with you and have that conversation and all she wrote. So yeah.
So when we talked about it, it was just like, it was organic. You came in, and of course, like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna get back to you, I'm gonna let you know, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know I was still learning to follow up, like, you know what I mean, like how do I press these people out, but I'll follow up every now and again and stuff. And I guess you was just kind of setting yourself up to really make the transition, because what I know, you're not a hasty dude, right? You're not gonna just flat out just go. You're gonna analyze the stuff. You're gonna see what's good.
Yeah.
And how has it been from the time you started, even till now? Like, walk me through that process. Because even when, I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah. So even before we get there, like it wasn't even a tough decision. Like, I knew based off of what you was offering that it was more than what I was receiving in my previous brokerage. However, I had a level of loyalty that I had to that previous broker. I mean, she was just like family to me. And so the conversation that we had throughout that process of kind of figuring out which way I wanted to go, that conversation kind of helped me make my decision and make it easy, even though I knew in the back of my mind, like, I know I can flourish over here. I know I can learn. I can excel from where I was. And so at that point, like, when I came into the office, and my mindset wasn't really never to be a part of a leadership team. I was just trying to come in here and learn and grind. And then I would say probably maybe 4 or 5 months in, I started seeing some momentum gain. In that first year, I think it was 2019, I think I did about 4 million, 4 million, something like that. I was like third in the office behind Shaylee and Chris. And so after that meeting or award ceremony, in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna be number one.
Right.
And that was after 19. And so, you know what I'm saying, I started studying more. Obviously some deals came in which gained more experience, and then obviously having a conversation with you and other agents, just learning and soaking up all the information I could. And now we here. I mean, 2020, like I said, was my my best year as far as volume. And so,
So and I want to be clear, even with the people that's listening, is when brokerages, and I always wanted to open up just because I felt that what was missing in the industry was the lack of training. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of companies that train. A lot. There's a lot. They call it training or whatever. But they call it what it is.
Yeah.
But I think what separates us is not only just the training aspect, is who wants it.
Oh, no question. I agree.
And even when you have these trainings and people don't show up, okay, cool. It was interesting about you. You may have never showed up outside of a couple here and there.
Yeah.
But anytime you needed to get trained, what did you do?
What you mean?
Call me.
Oh, no, I definitely picked up the phone.
You picked up the phone? I'm coming over.
I'm coming over.
All I need is 20 minutes. I need 15 minutes.
No
and
question.
we do crash training on that. And you get it and you gone. And I seen it and I see you apply it too.
Yeah.
And I'm super proud of you just because of, and I'm going to say it like this. And I tell the wife this all the time. I said, babe, I don't know what it is about dudes versus women. Dudes are a little more reluctant to make a move.
Yeah.
On maybe because I'm a male too, I don't know. But they're a little more reluctant to make that jump to rock out with me, although I know I can help them, versus a female who's gonna just do what they do and come over and come to learn and do all that kind of stuff. Do you think that's an issue? as far as male and female, I don't know if it is, but I'm just saying as a broker, I kind of feel that way. I just wasn't sure, and I wanted to talk to the camera to see if
I can't 100% say, but if I had to say what it was, it's just some macho type of testosterone that we got, and it's one of them type of situations. And then, of course, like even for me, like I said, it wasn't an easy transition. I was struggling with making a move, and it was more so because of my loyalty, you know what I'm saying? And I had to now separate that from my personal, like my family. I had to put them first versus saying, look, I'm loyal to this person or this situation, but are you more loyal to that situation, or are you more loyal to yourself and your family? And that's what ultimately helped me make the decision. And I think that's what most agents gotta come to grips. Like, if you're not excelling, there's something missing. Like, because it's out here for the giving. Like, you just gotta go take it. And if you're able to gain more than what you're getting somewhere else and apply it, then like, I don't understand how hard that decision can be. So for me, it wasn't really a hard decision in regards to what I knew the potential was, but obviously that loyalty piece came in play. But I mean, I get it, it's tough, and it's not easy.
And I think for you too, which I think a lot of people tend to miss, is holding ourselves accountable.
Absolutely.
You hold yourself super accountable.
Yeah.
So whether or not you came to training or not, you still made it an effort. Like, when it was time to go, if I said I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be the best, Marc. I'm ready to go be the best, whatever. Yeah. Jay, and I told you, I said, I'm going to give you everything I know. I'm transparent. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you everything I know. I don't care. I ain't holding nothing back, you know, all that kind of stuff. And that's just, you pay it forward kind of thing.
Yeah.
But let's take it a step further now. I mean, so you're blossoming in the real estate business. You're doing amazing things. Your first quarter production numbers is almost
like $5.5 million.
You're almost at $6 million right now. And well, in the first quarter, second quarter. So you're on pace numbers again, right? Yeah. What do you love about what you do with the clients that you serve? Like, what's the kicker that gets you up at 5 in the morning, right? Because you wasn't at, I mean, you was up 5 in the morning on the job too, but you had to. Now you really don't have to, but you still do it, right? So let's talk about what drives people, because that paycheck consistently is not the same if you don't grind that way as entrepreneurs. So talk to us about that.
I think it's more about the relationships, man. I think I thrive in knowing that people trust me. You know what I'm saying? And so part of my introduction or my consultation that I had with my clients is the first thing, and let them know, like, we got to build trust. You got to trust me, and I got to trust you. So any information I need to help you to make an informed decision, then we got to be able to trust one another. I think at that point, once they're able to trust me, which is why I feel like my negotiation skills are, A1, and which is why my clients don't be looking for a house for months at a time.
Right.
It's because when I make a recommendation, and ultimately it's their choice, they trust what I'm saying, and then when they see the end game, they like, man, you good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for me, I literally got a call yesterday from an agent saying, been an agent for a year, only had one deal, and she had a client that she wrote 8 offers for, been qualified for $500,000. I'm like, you need to make. I'm saying, what you offering? She telling me, I'm like, yeah, it's an adjustment being made, but you at one of these big name brokerages,
right?
And you know the broker, I know the broker,
right?
But they promising they training you, mentorship, X, Y, and Z, and you shouldn't have a client out here that long. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you might get 1 or 2 where you get outbid at X, Y, and Z, but you should, if you're writing appropriate offers, you should be at the top of that list on that every time.
Right.
And so, but yeah, just hearing that from other people, it's just like, it's giving confirmation that I'm doing something right and I'm moving in the right direction. Because it's hard to even navigate the market to where it is. So you got all these agents, but everybody not getting their contracts accepted. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you might got the clientele, but if you don't know how to write the contract, then you know.
Right. Now, and there's just 50,000 realtors. I talk about this all the time, man. There's 50,000 realtors. I say this all the time. There's 4,000 brokerages, 250 agents sign up every single month to get their real estate license. Yeah. Why all these people want to hop in real estate and then come on to real estate and then don't do nothing? Like, I don't understand. Like,
they think it's an overnight sensation, man. They think like, I get my license and people gonna be like this. I want you to represent me. Like, nah, it don't work that way. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to build that thing up. Like, it takes time to build. Like, it's just all like building a house. You got to build that foundation. You got to dig that thing. You got to dig deep. Right. Then you got to dig the foundation, and then you're going up from there. But if you ain't putting that work in on the front end, and think it's supposed to be given to you on a platter, it ain't gonna happen.
So, and I try to tell people, if you're looking to transition from your job, if you work hard at your job, or if you don't work hard at your job, you're going to work 10, 20, 30 times harder as an entrepreneur, period.
You should.
If you want to stay as an entrepreneur. If you want to stay in business, right? But the job and the comfort of what they trained us and taught us to go to school, get a good education, go get a good job, work hard, penny pinch, save your money, invest in an IRA, invest in a 401k, invest in a mutual fund, and then 30 years down the road, you can retire free. But we realize and know that don't work no more. So now, the next play after you get your real estate license and you become a top producer, now we talk about building wealth is what we talk about here on real estate. So let people know what things, because I know even you having your own trucking company. But while you have real estate going on, trying to get that, you still got that going on. You no longer doing the truck. Tell them, I guess I know because you was doing some stuff with.
Real estate, like it's taking care of everything for me. Like I don't even have the time to kind of indulge in stuff like that no more. But I think for me, I was still trying to find my way and make sure that I had a level of protection behind me, and that's potentially why I did that. But like in my back of my mind, I always wanted to do this. This is what I always wanted to do. And so the moment that I felt comfortable enough to have sustainable income and momentum, I was like, I ain't doing nothing else. I'm giving this for everything I got. I don't have no plan B no more right now. I got plan A, and I gotta put everything I was putting in from them 5 a.m. mornings till 11, 12 at night that I was giving DPW Metro. I gotta get real estate that same time.
Nah, that's good. And you got that going on. So where do you see yourself long term? I mean, even with your plans right now, because right now you operating as, you got your own company. You're doing phenomenal. You talk to them about just starting your team. I don't want to take that away, but you got that going on. So talk to us a little bit about your team aspect, and then even where you see yourself going after the team and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think for me, obviously I want to crush any previous year in production. I want to always elevate from that point. I mean, that's obviously a short-term and long-term goal. Obviously, as he noted, I just started a team called the DMB Home Team of Own Real Estate, where I got 4 agents under me now, who obviously are flourishing even within that first month. And so I think long term, obviously I want to be a broker at some point, but I wanted to take those steps up, like right at realtor, then I build my team to branching off with Own and creating another brokerage somewhere else. And so I mean, I have some other things going on. I own a shopping center in Suitland with a couple partners of mine, and so we trying to do some things on the commercial side as well. So yeah, I mean, we got some things popping, but we just making sure that we we handle things the right way, and so we ain't rushing in anything. But like
this is some good stuff, y'all. This is some good stuff. Did you just not hear? Entrepreneur has his team, does the real estate, has a shopping center, right? Let's talk about and when we have conversations, Jay and I, we talk all the time. And my thing is a lot bigger than Own Real Estate. Own Real Estate is just a name, brokerage. It's the name Own Real Estate is what I'm really focused on bringing and attracting into this office. People who own businesses, real estate, entrepreneurs, like that's just my passion. I don't want you to just stay here as a realtor. That's not my goal. My goal is to duplicate as many Marc Blairs as possible. And not only that, let's come together and form some alliances. We was talking last week. We was talking about real estate. One of the things we said at the same time was, we was talking about real estate. We said, Dad, we just got to find it here. We said, man, we can't find it here. And we both said that at the same time, just because price points and stuff like that. We're focused on our businesses. We're doing a lot of things like that. But again, I see us as growing into some big conglomerate in regards to real estate, owning some hotels, owning multiple businesses,
absolutely,
owning multifamilies, and this is what we're talking about doing. But again, it's growing together, building together, struggle together, laugh, cry, you know, it's a lot of times we pour into each other just personally and you know, on the business side, you know. But let's talk about how come most people think entrepreneurship is really that easy and don't really have that vision of really, or the desire to really take it to another level. Because there's a whole bunch of people with businesses.
Yeah, they are.
But there ain't a lot of businesses that's really flourishing. You know what I mean? Because of the work. Why is that?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know. I think once you get in it, you know, there is a transition point where, you know, you might jump into something and it may take more than what you expected it to take. And I think some people, when they get to that point, you either gonna you got a crossroad, you gotta make a decision. Am I gonna put more effort into it, or I'm gonna shy away from it? And I thrive in that. Like I like challenges. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a competitor all my life. If you ask any of my friends or family, if I'm on the court, I want to check the best player. On the field, I'm talking big trash to the best corner. I mean, that's just who I am. And I'm so. Like, and I'm the same way in real estate. Right. When Shaylee and Chris talking that, they was number one, number two. I'm coming for y'all. I'm coming. So, and I came for them. You came. And need one on my head. I'm sorry. Had to throw that out there, but I ain't playing no game. Right. Right. No, that's the beauty about sports athleticism, just competition. You love it, you know, and like I said, man, I just wanted to just come out for us, chop it up a little bit today. Yeah. Just to really get a feel, man. Anything you wanted to ask me a little bit, you know, just so we could get it kind of going on the camera a little bit, you know. For sure. You know, just anything really. I mean, I think for the people may want to know how Marc Blair got created. Like, where did your vision come from, and how you got to the point where I know you had that 9 to 5 and then came into entrepreneurship and real estate and all that. So let's talk about how you got to where you at and today.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. So born and raised Bronx, New York boy. Graduated Delaware State University in 2000 and worked for Verizon Wireless. Came out, but in 2000 I got with a company called Max's. It was a financial literacy company. So they started to teach about money and finances. That was it. Yeah. They just taught money and finances. They ain't have no real product on it, nothing. Right. It was just stuff. So as I became a student of the money and finances, I started to really enjoy it. Like, oh shoot, school ain't never teach me this. Yeah. You know what I mean? School ain't teach me that the bank was gonna take my money, give me no percent, and then give it to, you know, my guy Sam right here at 10%. Like, I didn't really know that. So when I started to understand that, I said, man, this is cool. So let me start learning it. So I became a student of it. As I became a student of it, I said, you know what, let me go get my real estate license. So I got my license in 03. Okay. 03 to 06, I made a boatload of money. You know what I'm saying? Pushing paper, because that's what the market was. Yeah. It was just pushing paper. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just pushing paper and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And then in 2006, when the market tanked, so did my business, because I didn't know how to generate business. Yeah. It was just, you had your license. So that whole get your license and come find me, that's what it was in 2003. Yeah. You know, but so at that time, but from 2003 to 2006, because I was working on, you know, understanding money and finances, I bought an IHOP in St. Croix. You know what I'm saying? So I became part owner of in St. Croix, you know what I'm saying, as an IHOP. Yeah. Did that, bought buildings in Baltimore City, still have them now, renovated, flipped property. I was doing all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But every time I did that, every time I invested, I needed more what? Money. No, I kept running out of capital. You know what I mean? So that's when I was like, dang, I keep running out of capital. You know, that's when I was like, dang, that's why you got to keep generating business, because when you invested in stuff like that, and you know, hard money wasn't so big at the time and all that kind of stuff, so you really didn't have this. You was really coming out of your own pocket, right? Kind of stuff. But then, so 2006 to 2009, 10, when the market kind of got soft and stuff like that, I was on sideline. But then in 2010, I started to, like, you know, let me go holler at Jeremiah. Yeah. Let me see what you doing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Let me see what kind of, you know, stuff you working on. So every time I went to go ask somebody what they was working on, they'll give do this.
Oh yeah, they don't want you to see, they don't want to talk, man.
Right? Everybody was just covering their back, and I'm like, ask this guy, nah, invest $500. This guy, just put your database together. And I'm like, you know, shit, this don't sound right. Driving one day, I was at work, got an email, top 50 Wall Street Journal best sales trainer. That's my guy, hashtag Johnny Lowy, man. That's my guy. So Johnny Lowy came in, saw his email, and I said, you know what, let me go take a look and see what's going on. I sat in his class, did the little pitch, about 20 minutes. I heard his pitch, I called the wife, I said, babe, I done been to the Jacob Javits Center. I done heard Carlton Sheets. I done heard all these different Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. But this guy right here,
Little
Johnny, what he said,
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm taking this class. She said, you feeling it? I said, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I said, the only problem is it's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next 10.5 weeks. She was like, how you
had a job.
And I had a job. So she says, how you gonna do that? I said, I'm gonna figure it out. So what I end up doing, Tuesdays and Thursdays for 10.5 weeks. For the camera, y'all, this is for y'all. On Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I went in the office
Early.
from 9 a.m. to 5 and did my job. You know what I mean? Talking to my manager, hashtag Don, what's up, man? Talking to my manager and all that. Like, listen, you know, I'm here at work. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursdays, gone out the office. And I did that for 10.5 weeks. When I took this class from July to November, normally I probably did about $500 to $5,000 in commissions a year, right? Minus before the 2003 to 2006, I probably made maybe like 30, 40 grand at the time. It was big money for me at 22 years old, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but at that point, so I probably made about $5 grand on a great, if somebody said, hey, Mark, can you buy me a house? Oh, can you show me a house? Whatever. Okay, cool. But then July to November, I closed 1.5 million. That year I ended up making 80 grand. So I'm like, that was only July to November, right? Closed multiple days, did double closes, all kinds of stuff. Made about 85K. The next year after that, made 113,000. Still working a full-time job. The following year after that, almost $250,000. Now, when I almost hit $250,000 and I still worked a full-time job, that's when I said, you know what? So I went to Johnny, I said, Johnny, how come brokers aren't sharing this information? He said, there's 2 reasons. Number 1, they don't know. Or number 2, because they're split companies, if they share that information, all you're going to do is take that information and go leave. Because they're a split company, you're going to go keep your money.
Absolutely.
I said, that makes sense. So he's like, yo, why don't you get a team? I said, that's not my thing. You know what I mean? He said, he's like, so then why don't you open up an office? I said, I could do that.
There you go.
That's how I opened up the office. So then it was just my goal to just be able to give back. Everything I learned, push it back. Push it back to everybody. And that kind of way I'm at now. But ultimately, I want to get back into the real estate investing and all that kind of stuff. And it's the deals. I pay attention to deals all the time. And they're not pretty for me.
Not friendly.
Everybody's running out here doing it. It's not pretty for me. The money that I'm gonna spend on those is not the same money that we spending. I'm not gonna do it. Y'all can do it. Y'all enjoy it. I can analyze a deal and just like y'all can. But I'm not gonna spend my money there. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna store. I'm gonna store. And when the time permits, I'm gonna be able to strike.
There you go.
You know, and that's just how I'm playing. So ultimately, we just grinding on the business because business is what's going to pay those bills. Businesses is what's going to do it. The onesie twosie real estate is cool. It looks sexy, but you got to grow a company.
No question.
You know what I mean? You got to grow a company. So that's where we at, man. And I just wanted to, give my man a shout out. Got my man Jeremiah in here. Listen, come follow us on Real Estate Global. Matter of fact, tell them how they can follow you.
Yeah, absolutely. So my IG is Jeremiah DMV Realtor. My Facebook is, Jeremiah Realty Group on Facebook. So that's Jeremiah DMV Realtor on IG and Jeremiah Realty Group on Facebook, man. So holler at your boy. Check my production out. I'm great at what I do, and it speaks for itself. So, man, let's keep making it happen, man. Here on Real Estate, man. My man Marc Blair, best broker in the business, man. Come holler at him, man.
BX, yo, you already know, man. BX in the building. It's my man Jay down here at the DMV side, DC side of things. Listen, on Real Estate, we're here to change lives. Got my top producer in the building right here, mentor trainer. We didn't even talk about the leadership side of things. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even talk about the leadership side of things, but he is a leader in the office right now. He's helping you guys reach the goals that he ended up reaching. Actually, we pouring into you guys, but you guys, if you got any issues with anything that you're going through, questions, concerns, whether you're with the brokerage or not, give us a call. We'll love to have a conversation with you. You can follow us at Own Real Estate on Facebook. You can get at us at Own Real Estate Global on Instagram, and then of course you can get us at YouTube. But you can also holler at me. I'm at IamMarcBlair.com. That's my website. You can get me at Money Coach MB on Instagram and Marc Blair on Facebook. Catch you guys.